Hey everybody, I'm Katrina. I hope you guys are doing amazing. In this video, I'm talking about the anime Claymore. I know it's a manga, but I haven't read the manga. I probably should because I've watched the anime now officially 4 times the full series. So I originally saw Claymore in 2007. I was much younger than I am now. Um, I really wasn't watching too many anime. There were different ones that I did watch, but like to sit and like obsessively watch. I didn't do that until I saw Claymore. What initially interested me about it was the fact that it was a whole bunch of women doing this whole bunch of super badass things, and I was like, oh, this is mad dope. You got women with these swords, and they just like mad ill with it. So you know what, I'm gonna watch it. So I watched the anime, and I freaking loved it. So before I get into like how I feel about everything, let me first tell you what the anime is about. So the show is pretty much about a group of claymores who are half human and half Yoma. And they pretty much go around to different towns fighting full Yoma and demons that usually can perpetrate as humans. They look like humans, but and they awaken at nighttime, they slaughter a bunch of people. So the Claymore's job is to pretty much go to these towns and kill demons and kill the Yomas. So the story follows mostly the protagonist. Her name is Claire, and you see she's really like lone. She's a lone person. She kind of travels by herself. She doesn't have any friends, and we see like how afraid everybody in the towns are of these claymores, because again, the claymores are half Yoma, so they always expecting, I guess, these women to turn and hurt the town, destroy the town, slaughter people, eat people, whatever the case may be. So we find Claire, and in the very first episode, we're introduced to a boy named Rocky. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing his name right. And for some reason, he attaches himself to Claire. So we see this attachment and this relationship build between the two of them throughout all the episodes in the series. Then kind of get some backstory into Claire, which is what really made me fall in love with the show when I first watched it in 2007. So kind of similar, Claire's family was killed by a bunch of Yomas as well, and she wind up um, being in a situation where she saw one of the old claimers. Her name was Teresa. So Teresa is called Teresa the Faint Smile. She really shows no emotion. She really doesn't have much expression, but she's really, really badass in the show. So she's Teresa the Faint Smile. The reason why she was number one is not only is she extremely strong, she's quick, but she also can hold her Yoma powers under an extreme amount of control, where she can fight people and get rid of Yoma and other people she needs to battle with only using about 10% of her energy Yoma abilities. So she never even reached like 30 or 40%. She was just able to do this with 10%. And she was really quick. And out of the group that she was a part of, I believe there was 8 of them. She was number one. So she meets Claire, and Claire was getting abused by a bunch of Yoma, and Claire didn't speak at the time, and they wound up having a bond over a couple of episodes where you see the two of them bond. So there's a situation that happens when Claire is getting attacked by a group of men, and Teresa kills them. No questions asked, she just kills them. And apparently, it is against the law for Claymores to do this. So there's like a hit, or rather, like she's supposed to be taken care of, and the point of taking care of her is to kill her. So they had the other group of the original 8 come and kill her, and she actually beats most of them up like considerably. And in this group, we get introduced to a girl, or Claymore rather, named Priscilla, who's also ranked very high, but it seems like she's very naive. She doesn't really know anything. And come to find out, the reason why she is also ranked very high is because she's actually extremely powerful. She just doesn't realize to the extent yet. So she kind of gives Teresa a bit of a run for her money, but again, Teresa's Teresa. She was number one. So Priscilla was able to trick Teresa and wound up cutting off Teresa's head. And this happened in front of Claire. So Claire was very heartbroken. She takes Teresa's head to the organization that makes these claymores. She said, put Teresa in me. I want to be a claymore too. They cut off Teresa's head. I was very sad about it. I definitely, like, every time I've watched it so far, I started crying because I'm like such a sap. And I was just like, but no, why would you kill like Teresa so dope? Like, why would you do that? And I was very upset. So I felt like Claire did. I was very upset. I was ready to flip Priscilla too. So I get it. We get back to the present time, and Claire is ranked number 47, which is the lowest of all the Claymore. So when she start doing the assignments for other Claymore, they're like laughing at her, like, oh, how you even here? You're not even that important, you're not that good. Realizing that Claire is not only pretty quick thinking, but she's actually way more reliable than you would think she is. She's ranked very low. Oh, how could she be better than any of us here? It's like that kind of like egotistical, like, oh, you're not better than me type of vibe. And come to find out, the reason why they put her down there is because the organization knew that she had Teresa inside of her in a way. And Claire isn't as weak as everybody thinks she is. So we meet other characters like I think there's one named Helen, Genevieve, Maria, who are also really good, and we see them throughout the series. But the main goal is Claire wanted to become a Claymore so she can fight Priscilla, which we do get. But towards the end of the series, Priscilla has like she wound up awakening completely. So that's what it's called when a Claymore or any human being turns completely into a human monster, they awaken. So Priscilla awakens during her battle with Teresa, and then we really don't see her again towards the end, where she like kind of forgot who she was, and she's like human again. And she's with this guy who's apparently helped creating these humas and everything. And when she realizes why do Claire seem familiar to her, it's because obviously Claire has Teresa. So by the end of the series, they both kind of awaken. It's a really crazy battle. And at the end, Claire realized, she had to turn back to human and worry about the kid that has been following her the whole time. So she doesn't kill Priscilla, and she really technically doesn't get the vengeance she wants for Teresa. But overall, it's still a good series. So my thing is, again, I watched it now a total of 4 times incompletely since 2007 when I first watched it. And again, the reason why I like it is just simply because you get to see a whole bunch of women, just super badass. Like they're able to fight, and a lot of times a lot of them are fighting without even having to do too much like emphasis on their abilities. Like of course they have Yoma abilities, so it makes them more stronger than like regular humans. But I thought it was pretty cool. They got like these super dope swords. I don't really care about the fact that they wear the armor because it looks like medieval time stuff. I don't know how I feel about that. But they really don't sleep too much. They don't eat too much. But it's just this whole like woman sisterhood thing that you guys are doing what you guys in the situation you was put in. So that's like just my thoughts on Claymore. I think it was probably one of my favorite animes of all time. I'm trying to get into watching more anime because there's some really good ones, and I do plan to review them on this channel. But for me, I wanted to definitely talk about Claymore because, again, that was one of my first animes I started watching when I first got into watching him. And again, it's about a whole bunch of women who are like super badass. And like, how else can you like not watch something where you got a whole bunch of badass women doing some badass things? You guys in the comments, tell me your thoughts about Claymore. Have you seen it before? Have you read manga? Have you watched it? If you watched it before, tell me if you liked it or not. Tell me if you haven't watched it, would you like to watch it? I would love to discuss with you. Of course, thank you so much for watching my videos. I'm so appreciative of all of you. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I see you later, guys. Bye.